Hey, everybody, just a second. I want to mention to you our sponsors of the show, adamandeve.com.
At Adam and Eve, you can buy sex toys. All the sex toys you can ever imagine.
Even better,
And if
you
you
get-
can't buy it, it's fucking illegal.
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
every legal thing that you can buy to put inside you or around you or on you.
Really? Everything?
Everything.
It's got porn, too. They've got lots of good porn. Go to adamandeve.com. 50% off if you use the promotional code and you put in Jason. If you go from our site, Jim and Eddie talkshit.com, put in Jason in the promo code, you get 50% off your offer, you get free shipping, and you get don't think
You get a free gift.
Yeah, you get 3 DVDs, 3 porns.
3 DVD, 3 pornos you get.
Yeah.
And a gift.
What's the gift?
No one knows. It's a lucky dip.
Is it something you put inside you?
Something you put inside you, on you, or around you.
So go to adamandeve.com or go to our website, Jim and Eddie Talk Shit. And now, stay tuned for this fantastic episode.
Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, oh, their mouths. Jim and Eddie talk shit. Jim and Eddie talk shit. Jim and Eddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking Shit with Jim and Eddie. Eddie's not here. It's just me. We've listened to your complaints and we've done what needed to be done, and now it's the Jason and Jim show. Please say hello to my co-host Jason.
Hello, everybody.
Eddie's seriously not here. We've got a guest, Jacob Siroff.
Jacob Siroff.
Jacob Siroff, very funny comedian who's also married to a comedian, which I always find odd. Like, must make cheating on the road hard.
No, it's easy. She doesn't go on the road with me.
No, but she knows people. I dated a female. I dated a female comedian, and she, I can't sneeze without some little Weasley fuck telling her about it.
Yeah,
So.
I'm not just saying this to make myself look good. I think I'm the only comedian that doesn't cheat on the road. Like I'm just, every time I work with anyone, they're just the nicest guy in the world. Is like, fuck, man. So who are we gonna go fuck? How can we?
But you look like the type. You've got a tattoo that says troublemaker.
That's
on
actually
your forearm.
that looks a lot cooler than it is. That's actually because I'm a Weezer nerd. It's a Weezer song.
I love Weezer, yeah. I've seen Weezer once live. I say I love him. I always think that about tattoos, though. Would Weezer be bold enough to get a tattoo of one of their songs on them?
I don't think so. I think they'd make fun of me for doing it.
And
actually.
if the band aren't committed enough, why should you, as a Weezer fan, put more effort into the band than they do?
Would you tattoo one of your jokes on?
No, but people have tattoo
Well, there you
jokes.
go.
They're trying to get me to do a tattoo of him on me for these twisted guys. You and Eddie.
Eddie's no longer part of the show.
There's a creepy guy at your door.
Is that the Mao's delivery guy? Is that?
I don't think we did anyone ever fit.
I
Just
didn't.
take it, man.
What's the name?
No, there's no Danielle here, mate.
So this show is popular, right?
Yeah,
This is
Actually,
a
just-
successful show. I
It's
feel.
weird that we keep the address so secretive so that no one knows, and there's just a bloke going, "Is this the Chinese food for Danielle?" I always love it when a Mexican delivers Chinese. It's like the Benetton of fucking food delivery. Isn't it? It's just so multicultural. Hello, Elite. How are you? You got your hair tied back today.
I do. Hello, Jim. I'm great. I had a gay guy do it for me. Do you like it?
No. No.
I don't either.
One of your big features is that you have a nice head of hair.
Yep.
And you've ruined it. You've pulled
sorry.
back and you've actually displaying the face.
I know.
And that shouldn't be anything that you want to do.
Thanks, Jim.
You should try to keep
Thanks.
it covered up.
You know,
Yeah, I met her. I thought jowls were the big feature.
Oh yeah, jowls are the big. She's got quite a jawline. She's
Pretty impressive.
She has a.
Right? Thank
There's
you.
still a guy from Mao's ringing out the front of our window, going, "No, they claim that there's no Danielle here." So I want to tell a story. I went and saw, before we had the big bust up, Eddie performed at the Improv on the weekend, so I went along. And we went into the bathroom to have a piss, and what did I do, Jason?
you peed on me.
I know. I hear you're still upset about this.
I was a little traumatized.
Yeah, Eddie
I was
says
like,
Back up. You peed on him intentionally?
Yeah.
And you went to the bathroom to have a piss as a unit?
I
like
didn't-
let's go have a piss?
I wasn't going to have a piss, but then him and Eddie were having a piss, and I thought I'll join in. And they had the two little individual piss troughs, right? The urinals.
Sure.
And I had the actual toilet because all the urinals were empty. And his foot was ducking under the cubicle door.
I like a wide stance when I pee.
His foot's ducking right under. And so I thought, for maybe 10 seconds, and 10 seconds is a long time, I pissed on his foot.
I was pretty drunk.
For a long
and
time.
Eddie was, the way it started was Eddie kept trying to get me to show him my cock.
Yeah.
And then as the club let out and the bathroom started getting fuller, he started saying, "Why do you have an erection, Jason? What's wrong with you?" And then all of a sudden I noticed, because I was distracted by him, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I looked down and I see it, like hitting my shoe.
And this is what...
But you saw it before you felt it?
Is that when you had the
It
erection?
didn't
It didn't
seem-
dawn on me I didn't think it was possible. You know, and you don't really expect something. It's hard to really.
Well, I pissed on his foot, and then afterwards, Jason came to me and he said, "You know, when you piss on another person, that's sexual. It's marking your territory."
I think
Did I say that?
No, you did. You were drunk, and you said that's a sexual advance.
I think just going to have a piss together is sexual. Even if you don't pee on the other person.
Well, here we go. We went to a strip club afterwards, which is always pleasant.
Finally, I'm just going to ask if there are going to be any girls in this story at some
Yeah,
point.
so-
I'm getting uncomfortable.
So we go to the
So there's a heterosexual strip club.
yeah.
Okay.
We go to the strip club, and it was fairly ghetto that
Oh,
night.
it was awful.
And I bought everyone the waters, and it came to like, you know, when those ones where they're full naked and you have to pay for water, like it's a 2-drink minimum, and I'm getting water, and the waters were like $5 each, and you had to get 2 of them. So
No,
I was
they're
like,
$10 each.
$10. I
The
was
littlest fucking water.
for
too.
one that looks like a grenade.
Yeah,
of water.
$10.
Is water code for blowjob, or
Yeah,
these are actually these are waters? we're
I
talking
go in there, and Eddie, I tip, and then they hand the water, and they turn to Eddie, and they said, he's already tipped me, points to me, he's already tipped me and paid for everything, but you can tip me if you want.
This is the server, not
This is the service.
for bringing you a water.
Yeah, for bringing the water. I've already tipped a couple of bucks for this overpriced water anyway, right?
Yeah.
And then, so Jason gets all confused because
Yeah, I didn't know
I've
what was
only
going
got $1 on me.
No, I couldn't even hear her. I had no
Yeah.
idea what the hell she
And
was talking about.
so Eddie over the music goes, "You can tip her, but Jim's already tipped her, and you don't have to tip her." And the waitress goes to Eddie, "Why are you so mean?" Right? And then the fucking stripper stops stripping and starts telling Eddie off as well that they're douchebags. And I'm just sitting there, and then security all comes
There's
in.
just a stripper on the stage.
The stripper on the stage
Stop
starts
stripping
going,
to address the non-tipping
and it
issue.
was, let's call it ghetto night at the strip club. So there's a lot of making it rain folk sitting around going, "That's not good. Wait, you come in here, you buy water, that's no good."
When black people are judging you for not tipping, that's when you know you're in trouble.
I never said black people. I never said the words.
Are we talking like Auschwitz ghetto?
Yeah,
people? Like they're Jews.
Pete-
Either way, you should be out tipping these people. Whether it's black ghetto or real ghetto,
So
you need to do better than that.
People don't know you're a white guy. They can only hear your voice. There could be a black guy with a Weezer tattoo.
How would you have seen it though?
No, anyway, so the people start yelling. Everything fucking kicks off. Everything calms down. And then Jason has no money, so I get like 20 in ones. And then I go to Jason. I go, "You want some tipping money?" And Jason goes, "Yeah." So I hand him $3 and rip it up.
Yeah, which is like at this moment, I'm gonna die. I'm actually.
So Jason's holding all these ones that are in 2 pieces, thinking if he puts them next to each other, they look like they're together.
Oh man, that wasn't right. Cause like the bar was half Butch Dykes and half gangsters, and then us 4, and
Yes.
and then evil strippers. And if I put those ripped $2, I would have been murdered.
You wouldn't have been murdered.
Oh.
You don't look like the type. It's like, imagine beating up Jason. It's like, you know, at the end of Mad Max 3 when they take the helmet off Master Blaster, and there's just that retard with the happy face. It was just like it's like a friendly, like, you can't kill a retard. Even though that retard seconds earlier came at you with a chainsaw, you're like, no, I can't. I went down to the bank the other day, and I went to change my my credit card and my other card to the charity versions, because I tell everyone to do this. I think it happens with all the banks, but if you get one of the ones that say like the NSPCA or whatever, or the fucking Cancer Children one or something like that, 1% of everything you spend, the bank will donate to that charity. So it doesn't cost you anything. But then there's the big decision. Do you get the Make-A-Wish card? So I got the credit card with a cute dog, right? Because, you know, you're in a restaurant, you give the card, the waitress thinks you're a good guy, everyone's a winner, the dogs don't die, right? And the other one, I had to choose between children with cancer, or Special Olympics. Now, I leant towards Special Olympics because I've always wanted a card that had a Down syndrome.
Is there a picture of a
There's
Downy
a
on
picture of a
the?
Down syndrome on the card, and she has gold medals and everything. She'd never been so happy. And in the end, I went for cancer rather than comedy because, you know, the Special Olympic kid, that's a rich Down syndrome kid. You know what I mean? That's a Down syndrome kid from a good family where they've gone, try javelin.
Yeah. They don't do There's no way they give those kids javelins.
Of course they do.
They just do the 1K and that's it, I think. They just call it the Olympics. There's no way they're giving those kids weapons.
But I would love it when you see like the guy who's got like 7 gold medals at the Special Olympics, and it always starts off with like you watch a race and there's like a guy with no arms and 1 leg, and he's in a race, and then there's like a guy with 2 legs and no arms, and then there's like just like a bloke who's blind in 1 eye. And you're like, I know who I'm betting on. Old Blinky. He's the one that I want. I don't want fucking harmless Joe.
I think you made the right choice for 2 reasons. One, you're not curing the Special Olympics kids. Cancer, there's a shot at helping these people.
Yeah,
right? The special things, they're special forever.
This is the thing, yeah.
There's a chance at curing cancer.
What am I giving money to? To make the medals, or to? I mean, am I just encouraging this type of activity?
It just all goes towards orange slices for the kids.
Yeah. Mate, how many slices of oranges am I purchasing? You're right. You know, this show's way better without it. All this time, and no one's saying this. Let him listen to it in a week's time when he's sitting at home. It'll upset him for days. He just go, well, don't tell him. Don't tell him. And don't you move from your chair, Jason.
What?
The real reason what happened with Eddie, Eddie went for an audition to become the spokesperson for 7-Eleven. He couldn't get in on time. We have things to...
Get the fuck out of my
No. It's the Jim.
That was like the opposite of Cheers.
It's the Jim and Jay show. The Jim and Jay show has a much better ring to it.
J&J.
Yeah, Jim and Jason. I can't believe you just stood up and gave up the chair so quickly.
It's his house.
Fight for what's right, man. All right.
Was that you, Daniel? Are you Daniel?
Danielle.
I paid for it.
He was looking for Daniel.
For Danielle?
Oh, Danielle was my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, on the address still.
Bitch.
All right, we'll just cut it for a bit. Welcome back. Eddie's back with us. I know for a lot of the fans there that were getting excited that he wasn't going to be on the show anymore. We all enjoyed that first 20 minutes. It was stellar podcasting.
I can quit.
Eddie, what have you been up to?
Why am I
Hold the microphone.
Why am I late?
Yeah,
Is that what you want to know?
Yep.
Because I was chasing down my delivery driver to get my food.
Yeah, so that delivery guy that came to the thing was Eddie's bloke.
With the wrong name.
And he had the name of Eddie's ex-girlfriend. That shows how long you've been eating at that Chinese place. You haven't fucked her for like 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, you haven't been with her for about, 3 years?
Yeah, it's been about that long.
Danielle.
Yeah, but
She was a cunt, wasn't she?
I'm not saying that. She terrifies me.
Yeah.
That's the kind of girl that'll break in here in the middle of the night. And not only will she slit my throat, she'll slit your throat.
This is kind of a pattern.
Well, good thing she has no access to iTunes and can never hear this.
All your
conversation.
exes, every time you have a girl that like I know of 3 that you've mentioned that you're afraid are going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like one put the pictures up with the gun, the handgun on the website.
Yeah.
You know,
What?
And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
just like
Some girl,
I had
some girl
one
on
that made a
Facebook.
T-shirt that said she wasn't going anywhere and stood in the middle of a gig.
Jim's want to stay with him. Mine want to kill me. Mine put on her Facebook picture was a picture of her shooting a target, and it said, and she said hi, like she just got on Facebook that day, posted that picture, added me, the only person, and it said, what did it say underneath? Like,
I aim to kill or something like that.
Who was that?
we don't want to say her name because she lives in the
She-
neighborhood.
yeah,
She
yeah.
lives very,
Talk
very
about it.
close.
That might have been enough information, actually.
And now we're all dead.
Is it Man Voice?
No, it's not man.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Jim.
Can I tell the Wikipedia?
Hi.
Can I tell the?
Hi, is Eddie here?
Is this someone that would
Yeah,
call
there was this bird that used to come
What
over.
do you want to do, Eddie?
She looked very small. It was like, "Hey, Jim, I want to sleep with Eddie." And she was
Apparently, she had Duke's voice.
And I'd lay in the room next to her like, "That's good. Keep going. Fuck me, Eddie. You can come on my face."
Can we talk about Wikipedia?
What about Wikipedia? Yes.
I get an email the other day from Jim and I used to have an agent in the UK named John Keys, really good guy. John's a great guy, he really is. And he said to me,
he's a Jew as well.
yeah, we surround ourselves among Jews because we know where the money is.
Smart move.
John says to me, "Hey Eddie, just got the weird thing. Got to check with you. My son is big at Wikipedia. He works at Wikipedia, and apparently everybody keeps writing in to change your Wikipedia page and say that you have AIDS, and he keeps pulling it down, and he's worried about getting in trouble because it might be true." And he said, "You know Eddie, you used to represent him. Is that true?" And he goes, "Who knows? It's Eddie." So he said, is it, I hope it's not true. And I said, "No, it's not true." I said, "Jim told all our listeners to do it." And he went, "That Jim Jeffries."
He managed me for about 2 years before I ever met him.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And then when I finally
He
met
rang
him,
me up and asked me one day.
he's got this very posh British voice, and I was expecting like this fucking gentleman to show up with like a top hat and a cane kind of thing. And
Fucking a yarmulke and a big beard.
no, like this tiny little. How tall would you say he is?
He'd be 5'4".
5'4", and I hear Eddie, and I'm like, "Who's that?" He's like, "John Keys." I'm like, "Where are you?" And he was at one of my gigs, and I'm like, "I finally meet you after 3 years." All he was an email address and a phone.
I have to make a shout out to one of our listeners who wrote to me privately on Facebook, and people, please don't do that. Please use the fan page. Anyway, his name's Mike White, right? And his question is it true that if you donate $1,000, which is like $75 Australian.
Explain the donations, what we do.
If you donate money, we give you things. I'm not quite sure what we give you. What do we give you again? T-shirts and posters and days out.
And the T-shirts are, when this airs, the T-shirts are going to be available on our website, JimandEddieTalkShit.com.
Yes.
T-shirts are ready. And somebody also made a T-shirt.
Is the word shit on the T-shirt, or is it
Yeah,
asterisk?
shit, it's shit.
That's a mistake.
Really?
No
You
one who's gonna wear a shirt that says the word shit on it.
Our fans? Have you
Okay.
seen
Well,
them?
no, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. They would like shirts that say, "I'm a cunt." They would buy them.
Yeah, Jim, what was your biggest seller when you're on the road? That
Cunt
coffee
mugs.
cup.
Really? I always think when
mugs.
comics, that you would know better than me, but I always think when comics put a shirt with an actual swear word, that like people buy it because they want to support, but who's gonna actually? When are you gonna wear the shirt
Cunt
with
mugs. Cunt mugs.
All right, fair
I've
enough.
sold tens of thousands.
it? Fair enough.
Anyway, Mike White.
I've sold 0 T-shirts, so I have no opinion.
Is it really true that if you donate $1,000, which is like $75 Australian, you get to be on the podcast? Now, this was said once flippantly, correct?
Right?
Now, the next thing goes, "Hey champ, I'm from Melbourne. I will book a trip just to be on the podcast if it's true that I can be on for $1,000, and I promise it won't be boring. I'm just as fucked up as you in every possible way. Please make a fan's dream come true. Me being on your podcast will be like a Michael Jackson fan being molested by him."
Do you know that it's free to do criminal searches on people on the web now?
No.
You can-
And then I said, "Sure, I'll ask Eddie." And
Mommy, daddy
And then
routine.
he said, "Thanks, champ." So I'm asking right now. Now, ordinarily, I don't like folks coming over to the house, but he's from Melbourne. I reckon if he flies over, I reckon we let him sit on too.
I agree, but I think we should bring him here under blindfold.
And I want the 1,000 in cash. in a bag.
In hundreds, and one of them we give to Jason and we rip up in front of him.
Yeah. No, we'll let the guy tear it up.
Can I tell the strip club
We've
story?
already told it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it went killed. Yeah, you've missed out on a lot of stuff.
You don't know though. Last night, Jason, what were you drinking? Tequila?
Oh, that's not. It's a bad thing, man.
What were you
Tequila
doing?
is the devil.
Why were you out last night?
I just kind of like.
Did he have to get up early to do something?
Well, it still was the holiday weekend.
He's got to train for the Special Olympics.
But yeah, I just ended up, in some margaritas. I lost my keys. I don't know how I got in the house.
This is what I said to Eddie today. Eddie goes, Jason's lost his keys. And I said, but he only owns 4 things. How can you lose something
And they're all keys.
to other people's houses.
if you've only got 4 possessions and you're wearing 3 of them?
Tequila.
He was drinking tequila and he called me. I was driving home from Monterey. I had like a 6-hour drive, so I get an hour of it with Jason. And
Hey, man, I'm supporting you.
yeah, well,
It's good to talk to someone when you drive.
he was venting about you pissing on his
Yeah, I
foot.
was a little upset. I was post-traumatic stress disorder. We talked about it. I told him. I was a little.
And what
I
did
was,
you say that was so angry about it?
Well, like I actually think about it now that I remember is the sexual dominance involved there. That's the thing that it's kind of weird. But then I told
jizz on you.
I know, but then I told. But you know what? Wait. To clear it up though, I talked to my business partner today in the hair color company, and about it, and he's like, "Oh, Jason, it's no big deal. Like he's from Spain, Aussies, UK guys, Europeans. This is funny to us. It's no big deal." Like I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't some kind of weird passive.
This is funny to us.
Jason, I'm from America. I find it hilarious.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You were the magician's
I
gun
like
in that
how you
trick.
said that like I did it like a Borat joke. Like no, I pissed on the foot and then fun times, like.
Andy Dick pissed on you and you didn't
Nuh-uh,
care.
he did not.
Yeah, he did.
No, he was just wandering down the street.
He was
and I
wandering
was
down the
like
street.
kind of walking in front of him so the cops wouldn't see him.
I actually have an Andy Dick story today.
And I have one.
And I had a lot of fun with Andy that night. We got pretty drunk. I arm wrestled a guy and won. It was good all around. I ate a burrito that Eddie dropped of mine on the street. I just picked it back up.
And then threw it at me.
Yeah. And we got into fights in the
You
street.
attacked me for my quesadilla.
I attacked
you
Jason
were,
in the
really
street.
attacking me.
Did they get your quesadilla?
No.
No.
I fought 2 people off and I eat the whole fucking thing. Are you kidding me?
Could anybody beat you for food?
That's like kind of an interesting thought. Like defending food is kind of, you get that primitive, boost.
So anyway, Andy came out. We had a good night. Everything was fine. It was all in good fun. And then today he calls me a week on from when we recorded that last podcast. And today he calls me and he's like, "Hey Jim," and I'm like, "Hey Andy, how are you?" And he goes, "I'm in the neighborhood." And I said, "What are you doing in the neighborhood?" He goes, "I'm picking up my car from last week."
Which I have a story about.
Not a bad impression.
After that night we went out, I came home here to get the dogs, and I came and got the dogs. I walk in the door, Jim's playing video games, and he goes, "Andy's gone." And I knew how drunk he was. I said, where did he go? And Jim goes, "I don't know, he just left." I go, "Well, why didn't you stop him? He's going to drive." And he goes, "You think I could stop Andy Dick?" And I go,
Seriously.
And he goes, "I don't know where he went." So I go back to my girlfriend's, and I get a text later from Jim, and he goes, "Andy's back. He's okay. He's in your bed sleeping." So I'm like, I won't let Jim in my bed. I wouldn't let, and I love Andy. Andy said everyone talks shit on him after he's on the show. I love you, Andy. He was the most fun. I want Andy to hang out with every night I go out. I want him to come with me.
I don't know why people slag him off.
He's
awesome.
amazing.
He's fun.
He's the best fun
He actually is.
ever.
Ever. I want him in everything I go to. So then
Everything?
Wait.
Although he did take $20 off me for no reason.
He said he had no money.
He said he had no money, and then the next day Eddie sees him using a cash machine.
I see him down. I'm walking the dogs on the boardwalk, and I see him at this restaurant eating. And I'm walking, and I go, and I'm with my girlfriend. I go, "Oh shit, there he is!" And he's like, "Eddie!" And I'm like, "Oh god!" And I go, "Andy, what are you doing?" He goes, "Oh my god, I passed out on the beach." And he goes, passed out and I couldn't find my way. I didn't know where you lived, and somehow, bam, I'm back in your house in your bed, and you have no moisturizer, and I wanted to jerk off. He goes, and there it was beside the bed. And I'm like, you jerked off in my bed? And he goes, yeah. So then
That was actually the last thing he said
Here's the
as I
best-
shut the door. I'm going to jerk off in here.
So here's the best. PK, who does our video editing and stuff, was Andy's bitch boy that night.
Oh man.
He loved PK. And he was just all over him. And in fact, PK texted me afterwards and said, I had to go home and take a crying game shower afterwards. So I see him on the boardwalk, and he's with another girl, or not another girl. He's with a dude on the boardwalk that looks just like PK. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, now we know what he likes.
We know his type.
Ginger, yeah.
Andy goes, Andy's drinking. He goes, I got to go to the bathroom. I go to the dude. I go, how'd you meet Andy? Or I go, how do you know Andy? He goes, I just met him. And I go, how long ago? He goes, 20 minutes ago. He goes, he was on the Pacific Avenue. He goes, his car was there and it didn't get towed and it's all dented up. And he goes, I'm looking at it like, how didn't it get towed? And he goes, Andy walks up and goes, that's mine. And so Andy looks at this guy and goes, want to get a drink? So I see him. And then I went out and did a couple of things. And I came back like 5 hours later. I'm driving down the street. I see Andy again, walking with some other dude. And he's got a new friend. And I think, I don't know how long. Do you know when he left? Or he's...
He just
Oh,
kind of
no,
stayed here.
he left around midday. He had a good sleep. He was all right. Yeah, he's fine.
Well, you know, one Jesse and I came back before you showed up with those paleo cookies that were burned.
Oh, yeah, we ate all them like animals.
But we show up here and it's Andy
Well,
in
they're
here
healthy.
sitting at the dining table, right? Just like and Jim's over here like playing pinball, like sloshed. Jesse looks at me and goes, let's get the fuck out of here. So we lock the door. We lock the door. We get to the end of the block and all of a sudden we hear, Jason! It's Jim sprinting down the street. Don't leave me there. You were going to leave me, you bastard. We almost got away.
What would Andy Dick's life be like if he wasn't famous? I mean, he would just be some guy out there doing this stuff.
He'd
Party
be my
for it?
friend.
Oh, I went to university with guys like
Yeah,
this.
me too. And they all like quit when they get married. Andy never quit, and I appreciate him for that. I really, like he said, everybody goes, I go on Corolla, I go on all these shows, and they all talk shit on me afterwards, and I'm like, we love you.
Yeah.
We think you're amazing. He was arm wrestling. Was it you?
I was arm wrestling, yeah.
Who won?
I won all my arm wrestles that night. Huh? Andy beat me. I beat someone though, didn't I?
Yeah, you beat that Aussie guy.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
There's another Aussie guy in the bar.
Did we get thrown out of the bar?
Almost. They didn't want to be the guy that beat up us, you know? Like, you can see it in their eyes. They're like, we want to thump these guys, but it's
Jason-
going to be...
You know
Jason
what?
told me-
You
here's
know
the-
what the problem was? If there was about 7 of us.
Yeah.
And we were just outnumbered the security enough. You know what I mean? And we're not small guys. We were just drunk, fucking burly, blah, with like this effeminate blonde bloke.
Yeah, I mean,
in
look
the
at
middle.
PK, dude. He's with us. He's rolling. This guy looks tough, man.
Yeah, and you look, amazingly tough. When we left the house, we went down to the bar, and Jason stuck around back here. Why'd you stick around the
Because
house?
Jim wanted to try to play Drunken Portal.
What-
I don't know what that means. Wait, that came out
when
wrong.
we left the house, we went.
Jim wanted to play Drunken Portal.
Now that the
there's the name of the
pissing,
show.
you peed on my
Fell for that one,
shoes.
huh?
Wait,
And you want to play Drunken
No,
Portal?
when we left after the podcast, we went down to the bar. We went to Nikki's.
Oh, I had to take Duke home because he ripped his tail
Oh,
apart.
yeah. Duke had anxiety.
He had anxiety when we were doing the show.
And masochistically ripped its own tail off.
You see what that is? That's the only bit of its body that it can really bite, and it's gone for it. It's gone. I hate myself so much. It is the most depressed dog in the world.
I want to eat myself.
Oh, he
Wait.
just...
Jim
He'll
just
take
put
it, too.
this catching mitt on
A
the
normal
dog's head.
dog, a normal dog would try to fight that off. I put a catching mitt on that dog's head, and that dog's just decided that fair enough. Fair enough. From now
Poor
on,
Duke.
I'm mid-head.
But I have to tell us, Jason took the dog home. 10 minutes later, came to the bar.
Yeah, it's like you guys were doing meth or something. Like, I don't know how you get so fucked up so fast.
He goes, I walk in the bar.
Dookies. You put Duke.
Duke has a catcher's mitt
That's
on his
not right.
head, and he's not moving.
He's a very patient dog.
He has to be.
Unless you shoot him with a Nerf gun.
Oh yeah, he'll go for you then.
But Jason said to me, "Were you guys fucking doing meth? You guys, I got to the bar and you were all shit faced."
In 10 minutes, how did you get
We did shots pretty quick. Just we're in there. Hey! Oh,
Poor Duke.
No, that's.
So I've been practicing throwing the pitch, Eddie.
Yeah, Jacob's a good baseball player, right, Jacob?
Not at all. I'm a good baseball fan.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
from
yeah.
his
I-
Is there a
Twitter.
difference?
Who do you support?
The New York Mets. That's a
I hate
bad.
the Mets.
Meet the Mets.
Who are we?
Meet
We're not
the
a threat
Mets.
to anybody. You know that song? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I grew
How
up
do you know
in-
that song?
George Costanza sang it once in
There you go.
Actually, I watched a documentary called The Last Play at Shea, and they
The Billy Joel thing. I haven't seen it. I've heard great stuff
It
about
is a
it.
very good
I really wanna see
documentary. It mixes music and baseball, and it's not just Billy Joel because there's a whole thing about Paul McCartney making it to the stadium. It's a really good.
I think we had this conversation when we worked together in San Jose. Like, would you, because you supported a team that got in your Australian football team that got
yeah.
shut down.
Shut
I'm like,
down, yeah.
It's not fun to root for the winning team. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
If you, like how I can't imagine being like a Yankee
I
fan.
don't know
or
why
a-
anybody in
like,
the world likes the Yankees.
Yeah, it's just
anybody.
it's like just how is that any fun? Like you have nothing to complain about. Baseball's about complaining.
I've never properly supported a team that's won anything. Like I vaguely support the Lakers because I live in LA.
I try, but I can't.
I grew up in
I
Pittsburgh.
want to, but I just
grew up in
can't.
Pittsburgh, and it's like you have to be a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. I despise them because it's like sacrilegious to say that. But I go to do like morning radio in
You
Pittsburgh.
jag off.
Is that all they wanted to talk about was the Steelers? That's all they fucking care about.
Yeah. So what do you think about American football, there, Jim? I think it's a bit slow, actually.
Like 365 days a year, 300 days a year, the newspaper of Pittsburgh will have a Steeler headline on the front page of the newspaper. Like that's news. Like
I bet you they didn't on 9/11 2000.
I'll bet they did. That's the funny thing. 9/12. Steelers are going to training camp.
I had
Page
I had-
2, something happened with
I had
some
Weezer
brown
tickets
people.
for 9/11.
What?
I had Weezer tickets for 9/11.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know that were.
Yeah, for 9/11 and 9/12 up in the Bay Area. And what's crazy is they had the 9/12 show. Just goes to show how people
you go?
I did go 9/12. Yeah, but what's the it just goes to show how people didn't really realize what a big deal that was. The first thing I thought, someone woke me up, said, "Oh, turn on the news. The plant, the Twin Towers are coming down." I turned it on, watched the second one come down live, and the first thing I thought was, Weezer's not fucking playing tonight. That's fucking how that was. Okay, that bombed. We're gonna edit that part out, right? I love America. P.S. I love America.
Yeah, I was taken back by you saying that, being so callous about a fucking Weezer concert. Do you know how many people were actually at Ground Zero wheezing?
Oh. Thank you for making me look like less of an asshole. Jim Jeffries to the rescue.
Weezer should change their name to the First Responders.
Or just Blink 182.
Lalit like that.
There's a new guy in the room for Lalit to flirt with now.
Lalit flirts with every guest recently.
Yeah.
I do too, but it doesn't-
every guest lately. Oh, and you know what I found out?
Did she sleep with Moshe?
You know what Lalit's type is?
Everybody asked
Jewy
that.
with glasses.
Oh, right, that's what I mean,
Jewy
Moshe.
with glasses.
I brought up Moshe when I came in because Moshe and I are friends
Yeah,
from a
which
long
is
time ago.
weird.
She got
Moshe
really excited.
Kasha, she was like, "Oh, Moshe,
He's very hot right now.
She used to like overweight Australians, and now it's Jewy with glasses."
Yep.
It's never going to be overweight Americans.
Nope.
She's like overweight. I have a question. Is the Glory Hole Challenge real? Is that a real
We're
thing?
trying to make it
happen.
real. I'm the only one who's signed on to do it, and I won't do it. I won't do
I
it with
agreed
two
to do
guests.
it.
Okay, Eddie will do it as well.
I was originally told that's the only way I could come on the show. Was if Eddie told me I had to do the Glory Hole Challenge. I just stopped responding to that's a deal breaker. I don't even know what that is, but I'm not
Jason,
doing it.
we can put you onto a wage if you don't do it. Can we have your wife on the show? Your wife's really
I
funny.
already
Yeah,
asked them. They would have to get a babysitter.
Your wife does a...
I called him yesterday and I go,
Your wife's very pretty and does mild racism on stage. I love it.
You think it's mild? I think it's severe racism.
Jacob goes, I go, hey, bring your wife down. She can be on the show too. And he goes, we have to get a babysitter. And I almost went, bring the baby. And I was like, no, there should never be.
I've met the child. I'm good friends with Winter. I hanged out with
There's
her.
another
and-
child too, right?
There's another child. The other child's the problem.
Yeah, you don't want
There's an 8-month-old who would not.
Is that a girl
Why
as
did
well?
you keep?
No, it's a boy.
Why did you keep fucking blowing the loads in there? What the fuck is
we
wrong
fucked
with
this.
you?
We actually did more food.
Isn't it better to not have an only child though? Really? Like,
Yeah, I think that was the idea behind
Yeah,
it.
because only children are cunts, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, and
Is that
the
why you
second
did
one was
it?
on purpose. The first one not on purpose. The second one on purpose. We did it backwards. It's usually the other way, right? Like the second one.
I was a
as
mistake.
Were you?
Oh
too.
yeah, my mother needed reconstructive surgery on her womb because it was like a figure 8.
and they accidentally impregnated her
And then
during the process.
No, and then she had the kid. She had my brother, who's like 6-7 years older than me. And then the doctors were like, "You got to have another one right away because your womb's got one more baby left in it." And so she has my brother really quickly. And then the doctors after my brother were like, "Your womb's fucked. We're not even going to tie your tubes. That's never producing a child ever. That's a desert."
And then the devil's spawn
And then
came out.
4 years later, out he comes. 10 pounds of fucking bliss.
You were 10.
Yeah, I was
10 and a
only,
half,
I was
10 and a
only
half pounds.
5.5 pounds when I was born.
Boy, you've
Jeez,
gained a lot of
wow,
weight.
Yeah.
I love it. Jimmy Schubert, who's on our next episode, just walked into the house, and Jacob looks at him. And Jimmy's a pretty established comedian, and Jacob looks at him and goes, "More food?"
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. But then I recognized him after the fact, and I actually opened for Jimmy before. He's hilarious.
You opened for him, but yet you thought he was a delivery man.
Well, he wears a suit on stage. He was dressed a little differently. Super funny guy.
He might have been doing his delivery man character.
Yeah. I wonder if he remembers me. It was a few years ago.
So when you came out, Jason, 5 pounds.
5.5.
And
5.5.
Wow.
screeching the sides of your
I was
mom's
late
womb.
too. I
Falling,
was,
Late and 5.5 pounds?
yeah, my mom smoked.
falling out of that
My mom
dwarf's
smoked and
cunt.
drank.
She's short.
Fingernails dug into the sides of her
Yeah,
womb.
no, they say I was going the wrong way for like 12 hours.
So that midget.
Wait, going the
fucking-
wrong way, like out the mouth? Or how do you go?
No, I didn't want to come out. I
You
was
go
just
the wrong
pushing.
way.
I was pushing. I was like, "Fuck you."
So when that midget shut you out, what was was she happy? Were you thought of? Were you a only child? You had a brother, didn't you?
well, they're not direct like blood, full blooded.
So you're really an only child. You grew up by yourself, didn't you?
No, because we were ghetto. I grew up with cousins and stuff like family and
Appalachia shit.
yeah.
You lived in the fucking hills where your next door neighbor was fucking miles away and used to burn down forests. The story changes.
No, that's like I moved a lot though. Like half the time I was either in, like those hills, that area in New Hampshire. There's
But
2 trailer parks
You
up
didn't
there.
have cousins that lived in the house with you.
Sometimes they lived with us. Yeah.
Yeah, but not full time.
No, my aunt actually. There was times like for like a whole like all of like second grade. I
But you
lived
were
with them.
an
Yeah.
only child.
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically.
yeah. I look. I tell you, who wouldn't argue this? Someone who wasn't an only child. You haven't got a bad back.
You know, it's great. You have a bad back, yet you dove down our stairs
Yeah.
with no problem.
Well,
Oh, you got to see the footage of this.
I'd love to.
Fucking, it should. It's
on YouTube.
It's on the net already. To the people who have seen it, I don't know how people have responded to it because we haven't actually put it up yet while we've recorded this. But I think it's one of the funniest fucking things ever.
People respond to YouTube, anything on YouTube in the same way.
but we
Just
got Andy-
faggot.
we acted
That's
like-
it, no matter what the videos of.
yeah,
it,
they're gonna
just
go-
you're a faggot.
We acted like we got Andy Dick coming out of the bathroom, and then we pushed him down the stairs, and the fall was made by Jason, and then we superimposed Andy back in at the end, edited Andy back in at the end. of the
Well, this was not an intentional like Special Olympics event.
No.
This was actually
We made a small video that he was Andy Dick's stuntman falling down some stairs, and it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny though. We had one of our listeners. I want to find it. He twittered or emailed about Caden Cross, by the way, saying that he's got this video, a porn he found on UJizz.
oh yeah, the CBN thing on Howard Stern.
No, but he says she's on some big fat fucking guy is fucking her and sweat's falling all over her. And she's just in
Did
this-
you know the one that he sent to a fan page? That was where she was on the Simian thing.
No, this is another one.
The Down syndrome guys.
That was the Down syndrome guys clapping, and she got an orgasm off the machine.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Howard's like, "Do you know what happened, Pete?" He's like, "She had fun."
Jeez, we just let her give a Down syndrome guy a lap dance.
This is the thing is, and we were degrading to her.
Yeah, I know.
And we asked her
Did you notice that was before her breast surgery though?
No.
In that video, yeah, her breasts are like half the size they are now in that video.
We had Caden Cross here, who's a porn star who sat in that chair right there.
Let's not be mean to her.
She gave
anymore.
Jim, yeah, let's be.
Okay.
She gave Jim or Jason a lap dance and was rude to us and said that we treated her poorly, and we don't think we did.
We don't
I mean,
think we did.
Is she established? I mean, I
The
consider
aftermath.
myself pretty abreast of all the
I
porn
like-
stars.
She
I don't-
hosted the AVNs last year.
Oh, so she's
No,
very
she didn't.
established.
She did the fucking red carpet.
Oh, see Wikipedia.
See,
Get to her Wikipedia.
I like to
page.
think I'm into porn. Like I watch it every day, multiple times, and I think I know every. But then like I watch the AVNs, and I don't know half the people, and I realize it's because I only do the free shit. And I think some of the real legit people, they have some kind of like. I think they have some way to block themselves from
Really?
getting on. I don't know, because there's certain people
Yeah,
you just
no,
don't see them on the, because I do like XNXX and 4Tube and all this like ghetto streaming.
Do you use
things.
Eskimo Tube?
I haven't done that.
I
much.
like
I don't know,
Eskimo
guys.
too.
I'm a Spankwire UG.
I did.
guys
See, I
need to-
always
these
go
guys
for. I
sponsoring you,
rotated.
yeah,
Was
plugging
Spankwire for a
like
while,
that.
but then that Pornhub company keeps buying up all the.
Well,
and
the
the
best-
minute they buy them, it's
But
like
the best place
it's
to
vanilla.
get
and
the
it's-
best place to get your porn at all is from AdamandEve.com.
That's
Yes.
right.
And put in the promo code Jason, and you get 50% off what you purchase and
50% off of free.
Free shipping. Free
Okay.
shipping.
Are we
too.
still doing the 3 complimentary
This
DVDs?
is the weird
Yes.
thing. Like, I don't, because I know that my DVDs have been downloaded so much over the years that I have not downloaded illegally a piece of music or a movie in fucking 10 years.
Neither do I.
Is the streaming illegal? Is that illegally? I mean,
No. Well, yes.
technically, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. And I won't watch anything unless I pay for it.
Porn?
Except for porn, because those sluts deserve it.
You deserve it, Jim.
And a ton
More
of
important
it,
that
and
you
a ton of it's
deserve
not
it.
even professionally produced stuff anymore.
Yeah, a lot of it's home videos.
Yeah.
and
Because
stuff like
it
that.
always had a high
No, that's
production value.
That's a crock of shit. It's the that's on purpose. The low production value.
No, some of the home videos are home videos.
That's only the Russian stuff.
So,
That's
some
why
of it-
whenever it's like old lady with young boy, they're never speaking
I'm
English.
off the Russians now since
So-
that fucking manager or the hostess at the strip club the other night
Yeah.
was yelling at me.
I was
let's
confused throughout the whole
talk. Let's
ordeal.
talk about this. Eastern European women.
Oh,
I'm a fan of the way they look.
Yep.
I'm a fan of the way they fuck. Could anyone here actually marry one or trust one?
No.
It's horrible, isn't it? Like, there's got to be good ones, right? It's like meeting a Nigerian guy who's really honest, who like is a legitimate businessman, and he comes to you and
We're
he's
talking
like,
about white Nigerians, right?
Yeah,
This is not racist.
Just a Nigerian guy goes, I run an internet business. I try to drop spam in to sell my products. I'm not doing anything wrong. I am a prince. I am in real trouble, and my country does need me, right? And he's telling the truth, and you're like, nah. And then as soon as you meet like a Russian bro, it's like, marry me, marry me. It's like as soon as Mel Gibson got fucked over by that chick, everyone sort of sat back and went, yeah, well, that's what you get, Mel.
I ran into a guy out here, like who friend of a friend at this bar one night. I might have told this. Remember? I think you were with me. Remember the guy who was dating the girl, and he said, "I got to go break up with her. I left something." I go, "Just fucking text her."
Oh yeah, the
He
thing
goes,
with the
"I
trunk.
left something in
Yeah.
her trunk." I go, "What is it?" He goes, "It's a tracking device." He put a tracking device in a girl's trunk. I go, "What the fuck would you do that for? Like how?"
How do you even get a
He goes,
tracking
all he
device?
had to do is say to me, he goes, he bought this GPS at the Spy store, put it in her trunk. I
The
go,
Spy store.
I
Where's
go,
the Spy
"Look,
store?"
I know. I want to go to the
Sharper
spy
image,
store.
probably.
Here's the best. I go, "Why would you do that?" And he goes, "She's Russian." And I go, "Well," I go, "You must have money." He goes, "I drive a Porsche." I go, "Well, you're the fucking idiot that's dating some like Russian girl."
So wait, does that mean because she's untrustworthy or because she's KGB or something? What is that? What is
No,
that?
it's
I was.
just Eastern European. I'm just going to sound horrible. They have. It's more in their culture to marry for cash.
Yeah, but to be fair, to be fair, Jim, those are the ones we meet. It's like if you judge all,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you judge all Mexicans by the ones that to come here to work in restaurants,
This is
it's like those are the ones
this
that
is
need to come
exactly
here.
What
you
I'm
know?
saying.
Let him be
I-
racist.
this is
Come
exactly what
on.
I'm saying. I'm saying 90% of them probably aren't like that, but there's the one
but
bad
we get the
apple.
Well, the ones that make it to America.
the
Well,
one
the
bad
ones
apple.
the ones Jim meets in the strip clubs.
Yeah, a lot of the hookers I've slept with have been Russian, and I
steal from
find
him.
them to be of low moral fiber. I just wanted to put that out there.
Is that in America?
It's not just- no,
in
no.
America you encounter a lot of that. Or is that in the UK?
no,
One in the UK. UK is
well,
big. I
Eastern
know.
Europe,
And,
oh my God.
and the body shop on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, I when you get a lap dance and they really and you've been in the strip club, you got a lap dance and then like the next girl does it for half the price and you're like, that first one fucked me.
Well, when I used to go to strip clubs and sleep with hookers and stuff, I would make the
I'm
mistake.
like, don't wink at me.
I'd always make the mistake of choosing the prettiest one or the one I was most attracted, which is the worst move.
Yeah.
Go for the ugly, the one that's paying attention.
Go for the
There'd be some like
dented
chubby,
part.
No, I'll
some
tell
chubby
you-
stretch
I'll
mark
tell-
girl
I'll
paying
tell-
attention to me.
I'll
And I'd be
tell-
like, no, I want the
I'll
one
tell-
that looks like
I'll tell-
Natalie Portman, and then you don't get anything out
I'll
of
tell
her.
you the best thing you do. Just go into the strip club and ask the strippers, which stripper here do you hate the most? And you know the girl that'll do the dirtiest shit.
No, because their actual honest answer is myself.
AdamandEve.com. 50% off of your first purchase, complimentary shipping, and 3 free DVDs with codename Jason.
Code name.
Codename Jason.
AdamandEve.com.
And put the code word Jason in.
When you check out, put Jason in and see what happens.
Yeah, I love the fact that we've, on a sex site, we've used the least sexual thing to get your discount.
That's called an irony.
Like, we might as well have used the word flaccid.
Well, you peeing on him ups his sex quotient a little bit, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Yeah, he wasn't wearing flip-flops. He was in proper shoes.
I was gonna
That's the
ask
bummer. My
that
only-
question. Actually.
My only good pair of shoes now have your urine in one of them.
Did you clean them or anything?
Yeah.
Did you put them in the oven?
I don't have an oven.
You should sell those to Mike White. He'll probably pay good money for them.
Yeah, you can eBay. I've got a name, a bit of my urine on the shoe.
Hey, one of our...
You won't get the original price you paid for the shoe, but they would have kept their value a lot more.
Hey, Adam and Eve that sponsors the show and has been very good to us. We plug the show. Our listeners help us out by buying stuff from Adam and Eve. I get a Twitter from one guy, Matt Garrett. I am Matt Garrett. It's at I am Matt Garrett. Hey, Eddie Ifft and Jim Jeffries. I just bought some porn on Adam and Eve. I used your code. You're welcome, you cunts.
I love these guys.
You know
They're
what?
the best.
You know what I like? If Adam and Eve are listening right now, they'll go, "Well, that accounts for the bloke who did it."
We know who it was now.
I'd like to. Can you Twitter him back? I'd like to find out what porn he bought. What this guy's into.
Well, I mean, do they get to pick the titles?
Yes, if you purchase porn, you do get to pick the
like
titles.
if they get an item. If they get
He's
an
got-
item.
I'd like a
item.
porn,
He's
please.
just buying porn.
Oh, okay. So you
He's
know.
just buying porn. No one goes in there. It's not like a Lucky Dip.
Yeah,
Remember when you were a kid, the toy stores, do they have that in this country,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Lucky Dip?
They
You just-
bundle a few things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just paid something and reached into a thing and you didn't know what you were going to get. Yeah, I got a Lego.
What was your
That sounds horrible.
What was your first porn?
Okay. My first porn that I purchased was the first porn I found in my parents' house.
Oh, you found it from your parents?
Yeah.
I had some other kid give me it, and then I passed it around the whole school. I loaned it out.
You were that guy.
My dad when I was about 5, I found a Hustler magazine that my father had, which had real 70s Bush, like my dad had it for years. And then I had a paper round. Now this is actually a true story. I had a paper round where I used to have to deliver papers around the neighborhood. Then when I came back, the news agency used to make me empty the bins at the back of the news agency, right? Which was a kind of a job because I was only like 11 years old, right? But what made it worthwhile, at the end of the month, they would throw out all the magazines they hadn't sold. They just cut the little heads off and get the rebate and all that. So there was mountains of porn, right? So I'd throw that and then I'd fill my bag up with porn at 11. Then
At 11 years
at
old.
11 years old, I would fill my bag with porn, and then I would go to school and I would sell the porn off, and I was making more money because this is before the internet. Porn was a high premium, and I'd sell the porn off.
And what are you doing now with your advertisements?
You're selling porn. You're
I've
just a
gone
smut
full, I've
peddler.
gone full circle. Anyway, so I would sell the porn off. I'd be making more out of my porn empire than I ever did out of the thing, right? So what happened was I had a drawer in my room that was just the porn drawer, and it was to the brim with porn, right? And so I come back home from school one day. My room's a mess now, but as a kid, it was just as messy. My room's been cleaned. This happened like once a year where my mother just got fed up and went in there and did it, right? First thing I do, I rush to the porn drawer and it's empty. And I go out, my mum's sitting in a chair, like fucking Lord Muck. And I walk out there and she goes, "Aren't you going to thank me for cleaning your room?" And I went, "Thank you?" And she didn't mention the porn, so I was like, all right, she chucked it away, but she's letting me have a bit of dignity with the whole thing. About a fucking month later, I'm out in the garage, and I'm out on my dad's workbench. My father's a carpenter, and I'm hammering a nail into the bench. Now, the reason you do that is if you put a nail into the bench and he puts a table up there, it'll fuck the finish up. Now, I look, it's got nothing to do with the story, just being a little cunt for no reason, right? And I look under the bench, and there's all my porn magazines, right? But they're all like tattered and like a bit damp with a lettuce leaf on them. And so what happened is my mum's gone out, thrown them all in the wheelie bin. My dad's got to take the wheelie bin to the end of the drive on a Wednesday. He's opened up the bin, gone, oh, hello, taken all the porn out of the bin, moved it into the garage where he spends most of his time and wanked himself stupid.
So you and your dad want the same stuff.
So I thought, fuck that old cunt, this is my porn, I collected it. And I took it all back from underneath this drawer, and it went back to the drawer in my room where it rightfully belonged, and the circle of life continued. About 2 days later, I'm in the living room playing Atari or something, and my dad walks in and goes, you been out in the garage? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, you know, you're not allowed those magazines. And I said, neither are you. And there was a standoff, like a moment. And my dad looks at me and goes, oh, can I have 4? And to this day, my dad has 4 porn magazines.
The same ones.
That his 11-year-old son traded off for him for fucking hush money.
My father was a porn aficionado and actually gave my brother and I free at 8 years old, actually. He said, help yourself, just don't watch it when I'm around and put it back where you found it.
Don't watch it when I'm around because I don't want to get arrested.
Yeah, I don't think that was a concern back then, but we didn't even have...
Make sure you clean it.
Yeah, clean the VHS tapes. I didn't even have we weren't even capable. I have a twin brother, so we're the same age. We weren't even capable of having orgasms or anything, but we would put it on and watch. I remember the first time we watched it was like a classic jailhouse scene, like the guard was getting sucked off by the inmate through the bars and stuff. And the
was
minute
it 2 men?
No, it wasn't. I didn't know about the male orgasm. Nobody had told me about that, or either. And the minute, like instantaneously, the orgasm happened, my brother threw up. Like it was one then the other, like it with milliseconds apart.
Did it remind him of his time as a choir boy?
Jews, remember? Jews.
Oh, wait, you don't have choirs? The Jews don't have choirs?
No, we have cantors, and they don't let boys do it.
We don't sing.
You have to be
Barbra
you have to be 90.
Streisand, and we called it a day.
That's right. That's right.
They don't let boys do it. It's got to be girls.
No, they don't let children do it.
Oh,
It's gotta be,
okay.
you have to be 90 years old.
They don't want the rape like we have. In
I
the
don't
Catholic
get it.
Church.
Who sings your Christmas carols? That deserved a bigger or lesser laugh. But the laugh that it got was inappropriate for how bad or how good it was.
It was polite.
Yeah, it was polite. There was misery in it. There was.
So did we agree we're taking the $1,000 donation?
We will take. If you know where to contact me, sir. You've come through to my private page. If you want to give the $1,000 donation, you give us the flight details. We will get you leathered.
And you got to give them the shoes. You got to give them the piss shoes too.
You get no, you don't get the piss shoes. You get to tear up. We're not going to let you tear up his whole 100. You get to tear up a 10 in front of Jason. You get to tear up a 10
from his wallet.
Yeah, you can burn it
if there's ever one.
You can burn it, tear it. You will be driven to the house from a separate location, blindfolded, and taken back to that location afterwards. Money has to be.
That sounds like. I think you just upped the ante. That sounds more exciting. That sounds like some cool role playing adventure.
Yeah,
You get blindfolded and taken to a secret location.
The money has to be in a bag, and it can be marked bills. I don't give a fuck. I was about to say unmarked bills. I don't even know what that is.
How much is the flight round trip?
That's his problem. I'm not paying for his flight.
By
the way,
you do the flight. How much is that?
You're not staying here either. You've got a hotel.
Yeah, it's some guy who's just found a really cheap way to go to LA. He's like, I got a place to stay. How'd you get the place so cheap? Oh, I just made a donation to this.
I was there for 2 weeks.
They buy you drinks. You get to hang out. You get to watch shows in their living room.
What's the podcast? Freddie and Dimitri.
Milan from Punchline DVD, also great guy. He donated $500 for the podcast, and
he's a good guy.
Is that a song?
He's a great dude. He's the dude that likes you so much.
Does he want a song? Is that?
Yes.
You're gonna write a song for Milan.
All right, cool.
What?
That's the link to Kaden on this.
Oh, we're gonna. No, we don't want to watch that. What are you doing that for now?
just showing.
Bring back Lindsay. Bring back Lindsay. Lilith only had hair going for her. Now that she's pulled it back, unattractive.
Oh. And she's all.
My defense mechanism.
And
No, I wanted to give a shout out to that guy.
Don't shout out. You're all covered up.
Yeah.
Your whole purpose for here is to make us seem
Do you
less gay.
remember last week when you fucked up with the bloody social profiling of Jason? Now you're coming in
shut
with
up.
twits halfway through.
Boo.
How's your UFO tattoo? Is it
You
coming
better
off
start
yet?
wearing skirts.
So there.
Yeah, I remember the fun days of Lalit.
When Lalit
When she used to
have job
flirt.
security.
She used to flirt with us, and she used to get naked. She used to play strip poker and
Sucked
get
on
naked.
stripper nipples
Suck on stripper
That
nipples.
was like last week.
and now she like comes in here
with an
looking like
overcoat on and galoshes.
I feel good today.
She comes in looking like the nurse from the school.
She's
I can let
having
my
her
hair down.
period.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's having her
Are
period.
you? Are you?
And I'm
On,
on Vicodin because it hurts like a
are you
bitch.
on the? Are you on the radio?
That's
now?
it.
Look at her.
no, it
Look at
makes
her.
sense.
She's all fucking waterlogged and swollen.
I'm not.
Vicodin?
That's your mouth, Eddie.
The skin's going a bit crappy.
Yeah,
now. It's all.
Yep.
Her hair's all frizzy.
But
and
for some reason,
there's
the breasts
blood
haven't gone
dripping
up in
down her
size.
pants.
Normally, girls' tits get bigger when they're on the period. You get nothing from this period, do you? There's no upside for you.
Let me see your tampon. I don't believe you.
I reckon it's meaning it'll just be a mouse. They wouldn't have a regular thing.
Mouse? No, that would be Richard Gere. And it's like, what
It'd be a small little mouse with a tail hanging off it.
But Lilith's got a big pussy, so it'd be like a rat.
Yeah. It would look like Osama bin Laden eating a mouse.
I wondered why that dead possum was in our neighbor's yard.
Let's all pick on the only attractive person in the room. It's that part of the show.
Oh, you come in
Jacob, help
here.
me out.
You come in here all Jewish looking with your glasses, knowing your type.
I like Jew boys with glasses.
You like Jew boys with glasses. Really, what is your ideal man, Lily?
Ideal man. Looks wise?
Describe him looks-wise, career-wise, ambition-wise.
Jesus.
We've never done
Jesus,
this with you.
that's
Yeah,
lofty. That's the high standard.
Australian
Armenians
accent.
were the first Christian
Comedian,
nation,
messy.
So you like someone who looks like you with a beard?
Yeah, and hairier.
That's Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
Do you remember when we did that spot at the Improv the other night?
Yeah.
And remember that shitty comedian that was really, really
Oh,
He was
the
Armenian.
worst.
bad? Really
Are we gonna say
bad.
names? Are we gonna say
no,
names?
No, you wouldn't know him. He's like an open. It was the worst comedian I've seen. in
He was
10
Armenian.
years. And that's what Jason leaned over while he was bombing and looks at me and goes, "He's Armenian."
How do you know?
Because he said it.
he
Because
said it.
Eddie missed the opening when he's like,
And he
I'm
went-
Armenian.
And he went, Armenians aren't.
But
Because
Jason,
he opened up his set with a stereotypical, like, Ebonic kind of rhythm, and it's like,
No, but Jason.
No, he came on and acted like he was a dancer and stuff. And
Yeah,
then
well,
he-
that's right.
Then
10
he did
minutes of
like
that.
a routine. He was like, hey, you know when you go like, you see a fat guy at a Chinese buffet and he orders everything off the menu and then he gets a Diet Coke?
What's that
like,
all about?
What the fuck, buddy?
But Jason,
I've been doing that for years. You guys stole my joke.
I've been doing that joke
Jason-
and doing the activity.
Jason, the closer here, Jason Hour of Power, attributed his bomb to the fact that he was Armenian because
I
of
was
his anger
joking.
towards Lilith.
Yeah, well,
he looked at me and
What, did
goes,
you try to make
I
out with
was
him?
venting.
"No." He just goes,
Did you stalk him for months?
It wasn't much different.
You know what? After he got off stage, Jason acted like he had a bad back.
Wait, did they?
Love me.
Did these
Did
guys
you
have a
ask him to
stalking
buy you
history?
dinner?
Did Jason stalk?
Jason and Lilith made out once.
Once. And that.
And then you stalked her? Or?
No.
No, he stalked me
Once.
before.
She's stuck. No.
It's funny, when I showed up today, they were the only two people in the
No,
house,
look-
and I got
look.
the impression they were very relieved that another person was there. They were both like, "Oh, dude, finally you're here! Want some water? Want to play some pinball?" Like, they were so stoked. There was a weird tension now, and it all makes sense now.
I was super happy.
That's true.
I was happy you got here.
Jason, you're not the
Thank
one that
you.
was uncomfortable.
I know. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Jason was like, "You dick!
No,
Wait
no, no,
outside,
no.
bro. Wait outside."
I imagine.
Your
I-
arrival prevented a rape.
I imagine
You're welcome.
raping is
Thank
just
you.
as nerve-wracking as being raped. It's a different type of thing. It's on the other side of the court. But it has your ideal man, career, looks, whatever. What are you up to?
Ideal man looks. I think, I don't know, tall. I think dark, I guess, or light. Doesn't matter.
No.
Black or white?
No, like
tall
dark, I
or
like dark
short?
hair. I like dark hair. I
Dark
like
hair.
light-skinned men.
Yeah, light-skinned.
Light-skinned.
I think it's light-skinned. Is how you say it.
Light-skinned. I don't know.
Pale
Someone who's really
someone.
funny, smart,
yeah,
has
oh.
ambition,
Yeah.
doesn't sleep with other women.
Oh.
Oh, I was in right until then.
Oh. it was just
Yeah.
you were describing
Why-
Ernie up
why-
to a certain point.
But you know what's funny? Every guy in the room was sitting there going, I'm close. I'm close.
Yeah.
Could you be more vague? She'd like a guy.
Yeah.
But you're like a
pretty much.
funny, pale guy with dark hair who's relatively tall.
Jim, I know you hate
Yes.
this, but I just want to do it once. Can we please do it? The Hour of Power.
I don't want any more hours of power.
Just come on.
We don't need an hour of power. It's all good.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why do you comb your hair over to the side now?
It's the things.
Did they hair dye it?
No, it's this.
I think it's the end of the show. Let's do one more plug.
No, I want 1 hour of power. Come on.
Why? But we do it every week now. It's meant to be a rarity.
Because Jacob's really funny. I think we should.
What is the hour of power? Yeah.
One douchebag on a couch,
He's an asshole and a grouch.
Da-dun, da-dun.
and he's wearing
fatter
the
than
same
he's
hoodie that he
ever
wore when-
been.
He's a fat cunt, fat cunt. He's a fat cunt, fat cunt. He's a fat cunt. He's a
Jim,
fat
you look very
cunt.
Tourette's when you do that. Oh my God.
No. You're already fucking up the Hour of Power.
Hi, welcome to this episode of The Hour of Power on Talking Shit with Jim Jeffries and Eddie Ift. Today I'm with Jacob Suroff.
Siroff. That's why I'll never make it in showbiz because I got the shittiest last name.
Don't worry, he can't
Nobody
get
can remember.
anyone's.
It's,
No,
nobody knows.
I'm getting better at remembering names. I've been working on it. Have you not noticed?
Who's our next guest for Thursday?
I don't know.
What's his name?
You didn't even tell me once before even.
All right, come on. You always interrupt the hour of power. Let him do it. It was your choice to have it.
So you're a married comedian. How's that working out for you?
Not that well.
Not that well.
Not so
I was
cool.
married for 12 years.
When does this get funny?
No, it's never funny. It's always uncomfortable.
That's it?
This episode of The Hour of Power
Wow.
is brought to you by AdamandEve.com.
Great idea, Eddie.
50% all off your first
50%
purchase.
of everything if you use the promotional code Jason. That's Jason.
Complimentary
spelled
shipping.
FAT. That's Jason.
That's all I get now from your fans is fat cunt, fat cunt, fat cunt, fat cunt. Ah, you're
have
fat
to say-
cunt, wink.
And the thing is, I'm like 6 pounds lighter than you.
That's what we're going to talk
For
about.
now.
We're going to talk about on Thursday the Biggest Loser competition that we're having between Jason.
I'm not. You can put me in it, but
the
I'm not
hour of
competing.
power is finished, and I still don't know what it is.
It's we give Jason. He told us he's the real talent in the show, and if we quit the show, he would still do it. And he thinks that he could run the show because he's the real talent. So we allow him 5 minutes to do the Hour of Power.
I just felt like
show.
that made me look bad more than anything.
Nobody's.
We can
looked
erase
good.
it.
Oh no!
That's the great thing about edits.
He's only done one good hour of power.
Who was it with?
Mark Maron. He
Oh, well,
researched.
Mark Maron
he,
can't
he
be
had
not
things.
funny.
Well, I wasn't gonna fuck around
God,
with him,
someone's
though.
a suck.
I like Mark Maron. He's a good guy. No, Mark Maron's a good guy.
Oh, Mark Maron can't not be funny.
I like Mark Maron. I was when I worked
Jim
with him. I was told.
Jeffries remembers my child's name.
All right.
Go ahead.
Fuck you and Mark Maron. What do I give a fuck?
I want to hear. What were you going to say?
Everyone told me what a miserable prick Mark Maron was, and I worked with him. He was like the nicest guy in the world. I don't know I don't know how he got that reputation.
We had a good time.
I think
with
if you're an unhappy Jew like him, he likes you. It's just like I'm a Raider fan. People used to tell me don't go to Raider games, but as long as you got a Raider shirt on, you're good. That's what I think.
I'm just looking at the tattoo on your arm that says Troublemaker.
We covered it. Eddie. You should have got here on time.
We've already covered it.
We were going
What's
to get.
this one here? I saw that one.
That
a
says
second ago.
vodka. I did that.
Vodka
I did that
with
myself.
a Star of David.
I did that myself at 3 a.m.
Did you put a
It's a
star of
jailhouse tat
David?
over
Yeah, I did.
vodka.
It's-
But Kate, let's get into this quickly. Isn't the irony is that if you're a Jew and you get a tattoo, you can't be buried, and so
yeah.
you've got a tattoo of a Jewish symbol on you. Does anyone else see the stupidity in that?
That's what I do. That's my whole thing, my shtick. That's stupidity. It was I meant that to be. I was completely drunk. I had a roommate that worked at a tattoo shop, and he had the keys to the place. We broke in at like 3 a.m.
Wait, you did that with a machine
I did
and
that.
not
Here's how
pen?
it gets. The dumb part is not the Star of David contradicting the Jewish tattoo rule or whatever. The dumb part is that this guy was an ex-heroin addict, and I tattooed him and put the needle. He was like clean for like 3 months. I put the needle directly from him onto my body, and so I.
Wow.
Google Jacob Suroff has AIDS.
Yeah. So if I had a wiki page.
Yeah, but enjoy the AIDS couple, which is him and his wife's fucking stage name.
I'm scared of AIDS. My kids are my AIDS test. I'm scared to get an AIDS test because I think it's like the It's like Schrodinger's cat. You know, you can if you can't. You know that the
Quantum theory guy here. Wow.
Once you get the test.
I like that.
Well, once you test it, I feel like the test will give me AIDS, so I never get the test.
Once
I'm too
you
scared
get
of
the
it.
test, the truth sets you free.
But the kids are the test.
I
got 2 AIDS-free kids.
I don't have
Jim,
AIDS.
he's just telling you it's all about perception, man.
Jim didn't have AIDS.
I don't have AIDS.
No, you didn't have AIDS 2 weeks ago when your test came
I
in.
think if we
Did you
check
do it
the
2 weeks ago?
internet. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you've had 2 weeks to get AIDS.
I haven't done anything to get AIDS.
There's like a 6-month dormant or 4-month, right? What is it?
Yeah, yeah.
You got to get it. You got to get it twice.
You look more like you have AIDS than me.
Oh, I thought I had AIDS. Don't be under any illusion here. I assumed it was on the cards, but I don't.
All right, this show should be called Jim and Eddie Talking AIDS.
With Jews. Talking AIDS with Jews.
Often with Jews.
I reckon Jews have got to be the lowest risk category of AIDS.
I bet that's true.
I'm not paying for sex.
When I can not have it for free.
That was this episode of Jim and Eddie Talking Shit. I think we should go on that one. Just let me give a couple plugs. Make sure you go to our website, talkingshit.com. Everything you need is on there. You want to find our guests, they're on there. Anything you want to plug, Jacob, that's going on?
I have absolutely nothing going on. I have nothing going on. If you want to check out my kids, they're really cute. There's
might
pictures
be as
online
big a
of
loser
them.
as Jason.
Our website is
Don't go to Spankwire
Oh,
for
yeah,
that,
yeah.
people.
You idiot.
Yeah, our website is...
I would like to spell my Twitter. Eddie promised me that this would get me more followers than if I did the Conan. That's
I
verbatim.
truly
He's-
believe that.
That is true.
You will get
Oh,
more...
I have to plug
So
something.
I'd like to spell my name correctly.
I have not
Twitter.
sold out my gig at the Chicago Comedy Festival, and it's coming up right now, and I'm a couple of hundred short, and I'm hoping to do a second show if we sell this one out. So please come and see me on the 16th, the Chicago Comedy Festival, or see me throwing the first pitch at Wrigley Field.
That's amazing. We
And
didn't
hit the
even talk
dirt.
about that. That's
Hit the
amazing.
dirt. But let Jacob get his Twitter followers. You've been really good following us. Jason Hour has 1,200 Twitter followers. Before this, he didn't know what Twitter was. So I'm sure you're going to pick up a lot. What's it?
It's JACOBSIROF.
That was really hard. Do it again.
JACOBSIROF.
Okay. And go to that, Twitter him, tell him what kind he is. No, great. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Mailing list.
Go to our donations page. All you have to do is click donate, pay. The T-shirts are up. The posters are ready. You're going to get T-shirts, posters. We're letting a guy come to this house for $1,000. You get a song for Jason. Jason's writing a song about Milan. You're doing that.
Milan.
You're on that song.
I'm on it.
And also, you can see me at the Improv, June 11th, headlining the Improv. Jacob Suroff, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you guys for listening. Thanks for the whole crew. Go fuck yourself.
Jim and Eddie shit, talkshit.com.
Jim and Eddie talkshit.com. Jim and Eddie talkshit.com. Jim and Eddie talkshit.com. Jim and Eddie talkshit.com. Jim and Eddie talkshit.com. Jim and Eddie talkshit.com. Jim and Eddie talkshit.com.
Talking